In a world that champions empathy and compassion, caring for others is often seen as a virtue. However, there's a catch. The more you care, the greater the risks become. This video explores the delicate dance between healthy concern and the potential pitfalls of caring too much, unraveling the impact on our minds, relationships, and society. Let's take a closer look at how caring can sometimes turn into a burden and how finding the right balance is key. But before we begin, kindly take a moment to subscribe to our channel. I know I sound like a broken record, but it really helps the channel. We are on a path of self-improvement, and we would love it if you came with us. We don't discriminate against anyone, but welcome everyone who has the same interest as ours. We believe in diversity and inclusion, and as such, our doors are always open to people from different backgrounds, race, religion, gender, and sexual orientation. We are a family. We are your family, and you are welcome. Let's get started. We are going to first examine the thin line between caring and overcaring. First things first, let's clarify, caring is great, but it's easy to slip into overdrive. You know that friend who's always there for everyone but forgets to take care of themselves? That's what we're talking about. It's not just about feeling for others. It's about finding a sweet spot where empathy doesn't become all-consuming. Too much empathy can mess with our judgment, making it hard to see things clearly. Being caring is fantastic, but if you overdo it, it can be like putting so much stuff in the sandwich that you can't even taste the main ingredients anymore. Too much caring might make it hard to see things clearly and make good decisions. It's a bit like driving. You want to be a good driver and let people merge, but if you keep letting everyone in without considering your own journey, you might end up stuck or exhausted. Remember, it's not about caring less. It's about caring smart. Just like you wouldn't put every topping in the kitchen on your sandwich, you don't have to take on every problem in the world. Take care of yourself too, so you can keep making those awesome sandwiches for others without burning out. We are going to divide this video into 5 chapters, each showcasing why caring too much is dangerous. Let's start with the first one. Chapter 1, the psychological toll of overcaring. Now, imagine caring so much that it starts to hurt. Burnout is a real risk. It's like running on empty because you've given all your energy to others. Psychologists even have a term for it, compassion fatigue. It's when caring becomes a heavy load, impacting our mental health and leaving us feeling exhausted. Then there's the identity crisis. If caring for others becomes your whole identity, you might lose sight of who you are. Your needs take a back seat, and you're left wondering, who am I when I'm not taking care of everyone else? Picture caring for others as carrying a backpack. It's all good when you put a few things in there, like helping friends, supporting family, being kind. But if you keep loading it up without taking breaks, that backpack can get crazy heavy. And here's the tricky part. If you stuff your backpack with everyone else's needs and forget about yours, you might lose sight of who you are. It's like wearing a superhero costume all the time, and you forget what your regular clothes feel like. You start wondering, who am I when I'm not busy taking care of everyone else? So, it's not just about avoiding burnout. It's about keeping a balance. Take breaks. Don't overload your caring backpack, and remember to wear your regular clothes sometimes. You're not just a superhero. You're also the person underneath, and they need some care too. Think of it like this. You're not a robot programmed only to care for others. You're a person with your own needs, desires, and quirks. It's kind of like having your favorite ice cream flavor or enjoying a good laugh at a silly joke. Those are parts of you that deserve attention too. If you keep neglecting your own needs, it's like planting a garden and forgetting to water the flowers. Eventually, everything wilts, including you. It's not about being selfish, it's about understanding that you matter too. Imagine if your favorite superhero never took off their cape. They get tired and probably a bit grumpy, right? Well, you're a bit like a superhero. Taking care of yourself is like taking off that cape for a while, recharging your superpowers so you can keep being awesome for yourself and others. So, the next time your carrying backpack feels too heavy, or you're wondering who you are beyond the superhero cape, remember, it's okay to take a breather. You're not abandoning anyone. You're just making sure your carrying engine keeps running smoothly. After all, even superheroes need a break. Chapter 2. Relationship Dynamics. The Dangers of Codependency. Imagine relationships are like a seesaw. You and the other person are on either end. It's all good when it's balanced, with both sides contributing equally. But if one person starts carrying all the weight, it gets tricky. Now, codependency is like getting stuck on one end of the seesaw. You're so focused on the other person's problems that you forget about your own. It's like being a bit too attached, not in a healthy way. You're so into helping them that you might end up losing a bit of yourself in the process. It's a bit like sharing a pizza. You both should get a fair share of the slices. If one person eats all the pizza, that's not fair, right? In relationships, it's the same. If you're doing all the giving and not getting much in return, it's like eating a pizza alone. It's not as satisfying. So, the idea is to keep the seesaw balanced. It's okay to care, but it's also important to make sure both of you are doing your part. You're not responsible for fixing everything for the other person. It's about finding a middle ground where you both contribute and take care of each other. That's the sweet spot in a healthy relationship. Think of it like a dance. In a good dance, both partners move together, complementing each other's steps. But if one person is doing all the fancy footwork while the other just stands there, it's not much of a dance, right? So, codependency is a bit like dancing alone. You're putting in all the moves, but it's not as fun or fulfilling because the other person isn't participating. Relationships work best when there's a give and take, like passing a ball back and forth in a game. If one person is always throwing the ball and the other never catches, it's not much of a game. The danger of being too wrapped up in someone else's world is that you might forget about your own dreams, feelings, and needs. It's not about being selfish, it's about remembering that you matter too. Just like in a good dance or a game of catch, both players contribute to the magic. So, the next time you feel like you're doing all the heavy lifting in a relationship, take a step back. It's okay to care, but it's also okay to make sure you're not losing yourself in the process. Find that balance on the seesaw. Keep the dance alive and make sure you're both playing in the game. It's in those shared moments that the real connection and joy happen. Chapter 3. Societal Ramifications. Imagine society is like a big puzzle, and everyone's role is a piece in that puzzle. Now, caring a lot has a ripple effect on the whole picture. When everyone is caring so much, especially without taking breaks, it's like adding too many pieces to the puzzle at once. The healthcare and support systems, the pieces that help everyone stay healthy and supported, start feeling the pressure. It's a bit like asking a few workers to do the job of many and they end up feeling overwhelmed. Now, think of society like a team playing a game. If everyone is running around trying to be a superhero, it's like having a team of only goalkeepers. They might be good at stopping problems, but who's scoring the goals? Societal norms sometimes expect us to be like superheroes, sacrificing our well-being for the greater good. But the problem is this doesn't really benefit anyone. The caregivers who are like the MVs of the team end up burning out, and the society that depends on them suffers too. So, it's not just about individuals feeling the strain, it's like the whole team is struggling. The key is finding a balance and making sure everyone has their fair share of responsibilities and taking care of themselves. It's in this balance that the puzzle comes together and the game is played well by everyone. Now, let's talk about the economic side. If everyone is putting in extra hours to care for others, it can lead to overworked and tired workers. they might struggle to do their jobs well, affecting the economy. It's a bit like running a race without pacing yourself. Eventually, you'll get tired and might not finish. And when society expects everyone to be superheroes, sacrificing their well-being for the greater good, it's like asking that firefighter to keep going without a water break. It's not sustainable, and it doesn't benefit anyone in the long run. So, the real superhero move for society is finding a balance. It's about recognizing that each person has a unique role to play in the puzzle, and everyone deserves breaks to recharge. In this way, the town, or society, thrives because each piece is doing its job without burning out. It's a win-win for everyone, making sure the puzzle is complete and the game is played well. Chapter 4. The impact on decision-making. Think of decision-making like a muscle. When you care a lot without taking breaks, it's like doing a marathon without stopping. Your decision-making muscle gets tired, and psychologists call this decision fatigue. Picture it like this. You've been using your brain a lot to care for others, and now it's a bit like a tired superhero trying to save the day. Imagine trying to make important choices when your brain is on the fritz because you've been caring too much. It's a bit like asking that tired superhero to make crucial decisions. It's not the best idea. Decision fatigue is like having too many apps open on your phone. Eventually, it slows down and things get a bit fuzzy. Similarly, when you've been caring without breaks, your brain can feel overloaded, making it tough to think clearly. So, the trick is to give your decision-making muscle a break. Take a breather recharge, and then tackle those important choices. It's like letting your superhero rest before the next big mission. That way, your decisions are sharper, and you're better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Imagine you have a limited number of decision-making tokens each day. Every choice you make, from what to wear to big life decisions, spend some of these tokens. Now, if you've been caring non-stop, it's like you've used up a bunch of these tokens on behalf of others. Your decision-making wallet is getting lighter. When decision fatigue sets in, it's a bit like having only a few tokens left but facing a complex decision. Your brain, tired from all the caring, might struggle to weigh the options and make the best call. It's not that you don't want to make good decisions. Your decision-making wallet is just running low. Think of it like playing a strategy game. If you've been commanding your troops without a break, your ability to plan the next move diminishes. Your decisions become hasty and you might not consider all the factors. So, take breaks, recharge, and prioritize decisions. It's like saving your tokens for important calls rather than spending them on every little thing. By doing this, you ensure that when it's time for a crucial decision, you have a full wallet of decision-making tokens, and your brain is ready to tackle the challenge effectively. Chapter 5. Strategies for balancing care and self-preservation. Imagine caring is like juggling balls, each ball representing something or someone you care about. Now, juggling is fun, but if you try to juggle too many balls at once, you might drop them. Setting boundaries is like saying, I can juggle these, but not a whole circus worth. It's about knowing when to say no without feeling guilty. Think of it as having a backpack. You're carrying all these caring responsibilities, but your backpack has a limit. Recognizing your own limits is like not trying to squeeze in one more thing when your backpack is already full. It's okay to communicate what you need and ask for help if your backpack is getting too heavy. Now, the big secret is self-care. Picture yourself as a phone that needs regular charging. If you don't plug in, you'll run out of battery, and that doesn't help anyone. Taking care of yourself is like putting on your oxygen mask on a plane. It's to help yourself first, so you can help others. It's not selfish. It's a smart strategy for long-term caring. So, the fix for the caring conundrum is finding a balance in the juggling act. Set boundaries, recognize your limits, and make self-care a priority. It's like becoming a juggling master who knows exactly how many balls to juggle without dropping any and who takes breaks to recharge. In the end, everyone, including you, gets the care they need. Caring is a beautiful thing, but like any good thing, it should come in moderation. By understanding the risks of caring too much, we can navigate the fine line between empathy and self-preservation. It's not about becoming a cold-hearted individual. It's about finding a balance that allows us to care for others without losing ourselves in the process. So, let's rethink our approach to caring, embracing a mindful and sustainable way of showing compassion, one that benefits both us and the world around us. If you have learned something in the video, let us know in the comments section. If you have struggled with over-caring for others and have managed to overcome the problem, kindly share how you did it in the comment section. We would love to hear from you. If you have enjoyed watching this video, kindly share it with others who might benefit from it. We are happy that you have joined us this far, and we appreciate you.